Welcome back everyone, Zaf here, and I keep seeing this question pop up. Should I summon for Mirei? Should I not summon for her? What do I do, Zaf? Well, let me tell you right now, you should definitely summon for her, and this is why. Watch this, and in a flash, the cave bear is done for. Now tell me, are there any other hunters that can beat a boss in an instant? Use their ultimate, use their skills, solo, no other buffs applied. I'm sure there's a few. Alicia comes to mind, but Mirei is one flashy individual. So, how do we build her? Is she worth it? If you're free to play, if you're pay to win, where should you stop on your advanced and tiers? Let's cover all of that. But just really quick, congrats to UT Law Gaming for being the first comment on our last video. Here is your shoutout and enjoy your very exclusive Discord role. Now, as you saw earlier, Mirei is a beast, beating the Alpha Cave Bear in 6 seconds with ease, let me tell you. But the main question is, what should you build on her? And if you're summoning for her and you're free to play or pay to win, what advancements should you stop at? Well, as you can see, obviously, I did take mine all the way to A5, and then got one more copy as well just for now. I do plan on getting her all the way to A9. A9 or A8 is a sweet spot, and that's just because we do oftentimes get free units in the bonus tab. That is if you're pay to win. And when they come to the custom draw banner, there is a chance you'll lose a 50-50 or win one and then summon for them. So that's why I leave that buffer room. Getting A8 or A9 like I did with Yusohyun, getting all the way to A9. That is a sweet spot in my opinion, but anyways, I digress. If we look at advancements, there are a few here that are very important. With her advances for pay to win, I know I'm going to be Captain Obvious here, but her A5 bonus is a must. That's because if you look at her stats here, we can see her two main skills get an 80% damage increase when she's in the possessed state, because she now gets the Raven's Confession, which does give him an 80% bonus. And I know it doesn't sound like too much, but you have to remember with Mirei, looking at her ultimate, you have to look right here. This is what's very important. When the user uses their basic attacks, it decreases the cooldown of both her first and second skill by 3 seconds. That is no joke, chat. That means she can essentially spam her skills, meaning the A5 bonus is crazy, absolutely crazy. Her skills are basically always up. You auto attack once or twice and boom, they're back up. And you have to remember, she basically starts her ultimate as long as you get the A2 bonus. So her A2 bonus plus her weapon, as you can see, her weapon gives her a 60% power gauge at the start of battle, meaning she pops in her ultimate right away, dealing a ton of damage all by herself, which makes her one of my favorite units honestly. But going back to advancements, her A1 bonus is fine, giving her substantial bonuses while she is in that ultimate state. Remember, possessed comes from her ultimate, as you can see. When the user uses a skill, it applies the possess effect. Very nice, but going back really quick, on top of the 20% crit rate and crit damage increase, she's also getting up to a 24% attack bonus, though it is timed, when she uses her first basic skill, this one right here, which does come up often, meaning she's basically always having a supply, getting 24% attack right off the bat, and her crit rate is going up as well, making it one of the better A1s, but it is still not the main focal point for free-to-play players. I would say A2 is at least where you should aim for. That way her power gauge is up quite quickly, especially when you mix it in with her weapon. She basically spawns in for ultimate, as you saw earlier, so it's very, very OP. But her A3 bonus, oh, I know, we keep moving the bar. Her A3 bonus basically fixes her mana problems, not fixing it completely, but it does fix it to an extent. And also you have to remember, every single basic attack or core attack now also reduces the cooldown for ultimate by 2 seconds, meaning she's going to reset her skills, reset her ultimate, she's going to spam non-stop, her power gauge is going to refresh right away for ultimate, meaning it'll always be up. So the cooldown is actually useful. I know for most hunters, even if their cooldown was reset, they wouldn't have enough power to use their ultimate again, but with Mirei that is not a problem. So if I had to pick one of these advancements for free to play, I would say A2 at least, because she does need it, using her ultimate right away, but her A3 bonus is ideal, so good When we tested her A3 was really the turning point, making her ultimate spam no longer a dream, and her mana issue is almost solved. Very, very nice. Her A4 bonus isn't really needed, because this only works for elemental typing, so if they're weak to wind, this would apply, otherwise it wouldn't. But I know for a fact everyone's gunning for that A5 mark. She is just so OP. But I do want to mention it is unrealistic to say free-to-play should get her to a 3 or a 2. That's not easy. Free-to-play players do not get that many tickets, so it's honestly hard to say. If you want to summon for her, you have to invest. You can't just summon one copy. One copy is not enough. That's what I want to mention. So if you're free to play, you have to be ready. Otherwise, she won't really be too useful. A1 is nice, but A2 and A3, that's where she really picks up. So I personally don't know if she is achievable, especially if you're free to play. It'll be very tough getting her to that point where she does become very, very useful based on her advancements. Now, when it comes to skills, the 2 skills you want to level up are her 2 basic skills, not her ultimate. Her ultimate heals no damage, it's just used for the amazing, yes amazing, passive effects. But her 2 main skills, this is her main damage source, so you want to level them up. Her QT and support skill are useless, you don't need them leveled up. Actually no, I take that back, chat. Her support skill is not useless. Look at that scaling. It's actually, I think, the strongest support skill in this game, dealing 4,583% of the user's attack. I do believe it's the strongest. It doesn't provide utility besides the knockdown, but it is very, very strong, so do take note of that. But otherwise, as usual, we don't usually prioritize this skill, which is the same for all our other hunters, so focus on these 2 skills, and then what you level up next doesn't really matter. These 2 are the only vital ones. So in short, just make sure you get her 2 basic skills to level 10. That is your main damage source. Now, the next thing we do have to talk about is her artifacts. These are very important, and also, do not copy what you see here. I do not recommend going for all curse. I'm using curse because it was the best set I had available for her right now, but I do plan on swapping it. But what do I plan on swapping it to? Well, if we go to the artifact page, we go to change artifact, you can press this recommended set, and the game does tell you which sets might work, but I don't necessarily agree with this. What I do recommend is, if we close out here, I still recommend going with, yes that's right, the expert set. The expert set is just so broken, and now you have to remember we are no longer plagued by the level difference. You can now get those level 75 legendaries. Those dungeon runs were nerfed, they're much easier now, so I do plan on doing it and farming them. The main difference between Curse and Expert was before that their level differences were so big, but now because we have our regular artifacts at level 75, it makes them all that much better. So that is why I recommend a 4 set of Expert, but that is for longer battles. If it is a short battle, I do recommend just going for Curse. It is a much easier effect because it provides a 30% damage increase right off the bat, making it much stronger. Because with Expert, you do have to build it up. If you can't build it up, it is useless, so you go with this set if it's a short battle. If it's a long battle like POD, or you're fighting Vulcan, Expert is the way to go. In most cases, Expert is the one you want to use, but now that leaves your armor set. What you have to go for is 2 Curse here, and the ones I recommend are your helmet, and also the boots. That's because with the higher level, you can get better stats technically, so go with these 2 if you want a higher damage amount. And then for the last 2 artifacts, well, the ones that turned out to be best were Toughness and Armed, of course. I know we have that new set. It is good at the 4 set bonus, but at the 2 set, comparing Warmonger to Armed, it's not as good. Defense is nice, but we want as much attack as we can get. So 4% attack compared to, 5% here, is not equal. So you want to go for Armed or Toughness. Honestly, getting more crit never hurts. 8% crit is very nice. But also, those sets only apply if you are pay to win. If you're free to play, honestly speaking, you can go for set Expert with, yes that's right, 1 hit kill, because her ultimate skill might not be up all the time. You can go for 1 hit kill, making sure if you're missing the required advancements. If we go back, let me just show you right here. If we go to skills, go to advancements, and look at our A3 bonus, you can see when you auto attack, it reduces your CDR to our ultimate by 2 seconds, meaning if you're missing A3, you can go for one hit kill, ensuring her ultimate comes up much faster, making her even more viable. Sure, we're missing out on some damage, but her ultimate is her main damage source, meaning the sooner you can get it up, the more damage you'll deal, making one hit kill honestly one of the best sets you can use. But again, that is only if you don't have a 23. If you have a 23 and above, you should follow the other sets. They will be much better. One hit kill is only useful for a 2 and below. And one last thing I do want to mention with her skills, I believe the best way to use her is to use her ultimate right away. I don't think it's honestly worth it to use her first basic skills, because when you're in her ultimate, they deal more damage. You can get the CDR off right away. You're not wasting any animations or time, making it much better. And for stats, we look up here, we have the recommended stats. Although these are fine, you can still go for one more stat. Let me see if I can find it here. There we go. Mana consumption reduction. This is fine to get as well. As you can see, lots of mana here. So crit damage, attack, any sort of mana, these will all work. I still think flat mana is probably just a bit better, though you can run either or. Beggars can't be choosers, right? Artifacts are so hard to build. And as always, defense, pen, damage increase, those work too, but those are the last artifact subsets you want to get. And by last, I just mean in the tier of damage dealing artifact subsets. Attack percentage is always the best scaler, especially for those pay-to-win players. Early game, however, flat attack is better. But again, we can't really pick and choose. We end up going with artifacts that have good stats, which is honestly a dream at this point. So yeah, that was it for today's video. I love this weapon, Bunny Bun Bun. If you enjoyed the video, drop your like. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. And do let me know in the comments what you think. This was Zaf signing out.